Have you ever felt extremely scared? Someone is here waving and telling hi. Probably, I think I should give the mic to him first to speak, and then I'll start with Have you ever?
Have you ever felt blushing while looking at a beautiful soul wearing a sari? That's how I wanted to start. No, I mean, the bottle was gifted to me by Yogeshwari, and you will see me sipping a lot of water because I drink a lot of water. Yogeshwari, over to you.
So, you just wanted to tell me that you had gifted a bottle long back and you needed one more bottle. Got it. I'll send you one more bottle. Now, have you ever felt extremely scared when you wanted to say something to your parents? When you wanted to ask that you want to go somewhere? When you wanted to inform that you have to take certain decisions? Or probably you like someone and you wanted to share that with your parents? Have you ever felt chills all over your body? And you know that the answer is going to be an outright no. Some of us, we choose to share, even if the answer is no, and try our luck. Some of us will shut down, thinking that, anyways, they're going to tell a no. Why bother? Now, in this episode, Surya is going to help us decode. In fact, he did that for me. He helped me mend my relationship with my parents. So, he's here with us to help us decode what does it take to have that great relationship with our parents. If things go wrong, if the perspective differences, perspective clashes come up, how are we going to handle that? Surya, first talk us about your experience, your relationship with your parents. Just give us a brief glimpse right from the childhood, and then your adolescence, then your college, then your when you decided to step out of your house, and after that, right now, how is the relationship all about? And what is the journey? Just give us a brief walkthrough of your journey. And then from there, we'll decode how did it go? How can we implement that in our life?
I wanted to make sure that I don't cough. It gets recorded. Okay. Looking back, I guess as a child, as usual, you were pampered a lot, and that's what happened. Only up until the point when I was put into school. And the moment you're put into school, because we stayed in a joint family and in the neighborhood, a lot of people knew us. The perspective was always about you have to keep scoring well, you have to work hard, get the marks. In the tuitions, there are always these comparisons and everything went in. So, mummy was the stricter person in our house. Baba would be someone who would just make earn the money. There was a lot of distance between my dad and Baba and I. Mummy was the headmistress of the house. She controlled every single thing. She wanted us just to work hard, get good marks, so that she can feel proud about us for when she talks about us to the relatives or when the relatives see us. In college, that was also the same thing. My brother was first took BCom, then he became a CA. But no one was told about his CA until he actually became a CA, which is very recently. For me, everyone knew that I got into dentistry, and that was a huge thing for her. So, and even now at this point of time, it is always about showing the world what who we are and us using us as trophies to speak to the world and get that entire respect. So the relationship has been loads of ups and downs, I would say. Growing up, mummy was the hero because she loved us, she pampered us, but beat us also whenever she had to. Baba was made as the villain because he used to smoke, drink, and everything. Now I think the things have reversed a bit, where relationship with mom is frosty. There's a lot of differences in perspectives, and there's always this tendency to force her opinion upon me. Opinion on stuff like I should cut my hair and I should groom my beard and all. Now, whatever she says, it might feel right, but again, at the same time, there's only a certain time frame. Like when you keep controlling someone over and over again, if you start telling them, they would like to break free from that once and for all, isn't it? With my dad, I feel that he's someone who understands me a little better, and the relationship with him has become far deeper over the last couple of years, in particular, ever since I left home. So, somewhere I feel being at home, I was not valued enough. And now, when I'm out of home, when I go home and I stay 3 to 5 days max, the value remains. The moment it is the sixth day onwards, again, the same childhood stuff keeps coming up. So that's the overall summarization.
Now, we understand that the things are little rough when it comes to the relationship with your parents. And at the same time, I could also feel a lot of love that they have on you, that they want to see you in a better position and everything. Whether it is with your will or against your will, we'll keep that aside. But still, they do love you. At the same time, the differences in the perspectives are making things tougher. There were times I could recall that both you and I, we were having those rifts in our relationship with our parents. There were times that we weren't speaking to them. There were times I remember I used to cry every single day because of the differences and I couldn't communicate. And I used to hear from you that everything around you takes a toll when the relationship with the parents is not smooth. How did you handle that? And how did you smoothen the relationship that you are having right now with your parents?
The first and the foremost thing is to be self aware on what you feel towards your parents. If you have been subjected to too much of violence or too much of controlling, and your parents have not really given you enough of attention that you felt you deserved, then at times growing up, the revolt nature can turn into something of very, very deep rooted anger also towards them. Like for me, growing up, every single person in this planet other than my grandmom, my mom's mom, has beaten me in some way or the other, has used their hands on me to reprimand me. So even to this date, it's still there because I have all those photographic memories of what happened exactly as if it happened yesterday. So I still hold those grudges. And if given a chance, if our country did not have those laws and all those things, I would love to get my revenge because now I am stronger than all of those relatives, physically at least. But I am self aware and I know that it's not the right thing to do. And, anyways, it just burns your energy, right? The same way you have to look at it like, what would happen if the parents are not there anymore? Would I still hold the grudge? Would I still hold the anger? Because I have seen, I think both you and I have seen episodes where people have lost their parents or relatives. I mean, we have been to a crematorium at some point of time or heard the news of someone passing away. When I start from that aspect, the only thing I see is just love in the form of anger. That's it. They didn't know how to express their love, so they only did it in the way that they felt best. And also to accept that they never went to a school on parenting, they've not read a single book on parenting. They didn't even know the means of raising a kid or even planning for a child. The whole concept of child planning and family planning only came up what, the last 5 to 6 years back, when our generation, the millennials, coined those terms and the parenting coaches began to rise slowly, slowly. It's only when you understand what kind of relationship you want to have with them, that is the starting point. And for me, I wanted them to be happy. I wanted to show them what is possible in one human life, how you can break free from poverty if you just have that thing in your thoughts and start taking action towards it, how not listening to the society can actually help you to figure out what you want in the first place and start working towards it. So self awareness is first. Second is what kind of relationship I would like to have with my parents, me being clear about it, and only then kickstarting the communication with them. So that's the starting point always.
So it's all starts with the intention setting, if I'm not wrong. Intention about what do we want and how are we going to communicate that to them? What do they want? Why are they doing it? And everything. So, is there any specific way you communicate with your parents if we want to implement? What should we do and how exactly should we do? Just give us 3 to 5 points so that we can implement it immediately.
The first and foremost is to set the context. So let's just say you want to talk about something that is very, very difficult. So I'll take one example and I'll use that example itself to talk. So last year, I'm talking about 2024, I decided my maternal uncle, my mom's immediate brother, loves me a lot and wanted me to spend a lot of time with him. But I never had the time, not that bandwidth to go and spend time. But here I was not, I had got a couple of holidays and I didn't really have that much of a responsibility in terms of job as such. So I decided to take a extended sabbatical. So I went and stayed in their place for 2 weeks. When I was returning, by the way, my parents still don't know anything about it. And I was definitely sure that I'm going to get a mouthful for sure, if not a beating at least. So when I went in, the first thing I did is I did pranam to mummy, and then I held my ears immediately. So what happened? What happened? No, I have something to share, but you have to promise me that you are not going to beat me. Immediately she laughed away. You're going to be 30 years old. I'll beat you now. Is it? No, no, no. I can never be sure. So the moment you set the context, now I did it in a very humorous manner, although the intentions were very, very serious. Huh? What could have happened, because I've seen it happen with me. But because I've grown up now, the things became humorous by default. Parents will never beat me at this point of time right now. I know that. But I still gave them that respect that they might. And even if they do, I will accept the beating also. To some extent. Like, please, even if you scold me, it's okay. But please don't beat me, at least, something like that. And then she understood that things must have been serious, but not that serious, probably. Then I said, then again, step one is context setting. Step two is resetting the context that you already set. Because, like, I will tell you something and I know that you will get angry, but I would really feel good if you don't, rather you understand. Once you get that confirmation, then you talk to them exactly as it is, including the emotions of it. So if you've done a mistake, accept it. If you feel like crying, cry it out. I think in Roman Catholics, or where I don't know, in some religious belief, they have this confession box where you go and you confess whatever sins that you committed, and then you get some punishment, whatever verses you need to read. I saw in a couple of movies. Your parents are the shrine. And if you confess something to your parents, it's as equivalent as as confessing it to God. Of course, I know a lot of other beliefs don't really believe in putting parents on pedestal, but let's face it, parents are the one who's given birth to us, and the least we can do is have that ability to be able to confess whatever it is that we have done. Because at the end of the day, parents forgive, they understand, they forgive. But in order to for them to get into that situation, you have to understand them, give them that space, the time to process things. So once the context setting and recontext setting is done, the next thing is to talk every single situation exactly as it is with your emotions. When parents see you vulnerable, they can't take it. Why not maximize it? Again, you're not taking advantage of the fact that they love you and they will bow down to your emotions. No, I'm just telling you to be truthful to who you are. Just be that open, naked version in front of them. That's a different thing that my brother and I, we have the habit of not wearing anything and posing in front of dad, even now. Because we used to do that as a child, and no matter how grown up we are still a small little child in front of them, and they treat us that way also. I mean, probably we give the chance to treat us that way. I don't know. And then the fourth step is you engage in a conversation. I know you are mad. I know you are angry to hear this, but I want to know your thoughts first. And then if you want to scold me, that's also fine. Every time I tried this with my mom after my adulthood, she did say that she felt bad. I should have told her and all, but she never scolded me or beat me. This would be the framework.
Before I wrap up this episode, I want to ask one last question. In the last episode, we did touch upon this point, and you said that if it is English, sharing and having that conversation is easy, but in mother tongue, it gets a little difficult. How do you do it with your parents in Bengali?
So I have this little habit. If I'm going to talk in a language, I always make it an effort to speak only and only in that language. So if I'm speaking in Bengali, I never use any English words until and unless it's absolutely necessary, where a proper emotion or feeling, for example, there is this uh, there's this emotion called compassion, and compassion is being translated loosely to Ritpindota. What kind of a gibberish it is? Even proper Bengali, only the Bengali scholars will use that Bengali. Okay, so only then I'll use those specific emotions. Words like adjectives, words like emotions, you have to come down to English and they will understand. But the framework of the conversation is, I will understand what is the context that I need to set, what is the actual thing that I want to share, and then what is the question that I want to ask. This, if just in these three formats I can wrap it up in Bengali in a simplest possible manner, that itself takes the entire conversation forward. Because you have to understand, they will not be able to express that as well. In the last episode, I mentioned, because I learned how to do it with a foreign language, English, the skill of being able to do that clearly. I mean, what is a skill? What is language in a way? What is language in a communication in that way? When you are able to organize your thoughts in such a manner where you're able to express things just the way they are, for the other person to understand the exact thing just the way it is. That's what is communication, isn't it? Now, if you're able to do that with a foreign language, you understand the techniques and methods and frameworks behind it. You've been doing this consciously and practicing over and over again. The language changes, but the process remains the same. It might feel a little harder to do so. In fact, there are times when Mummy Baba has told me, why are you talking in such a weird manner? And I tell them very honestly that I'm actually using the techniques and methods that I have learned and putting it in Bengali so that I can put those points across which I want to share with you just the way exactly as it is, for you to understand what I'm trying to say. Then they're able to understand and the conversation flows as well.
So even in Bengali, the organization of thought works. You first organize your thoughts the way you do in English before you speak, and then you put it across. That's beautifully said, Surya. I think I've tried a little bit of these techniques with my parents. It worked wonders. Still, I couldn't do it to an extent that you are doing, you are practicing, because I would say my parents are my weakness. Like, I get very emotional when it comes to parents, and that's why I was hesitating a little bit. Whatever I tried, it worked for me, and I'm just going to try more so that I can have a lot of great relationship conversation with my parents. And yes, I'm giving the stage to you for the last few thoughts that you have, and I would like you to wrap it up after that.
You mentioned parents are your weakness. It's not just of that, just for the whole aspect of expressing gratitude to the people who brought you in this earth, or have raised us, have been there for us and all. Just for that aspect itself, if not any other reasons, I feel it's important for us to express ourselves to them as much as possible. I remember I get into these kind of conversations, not with my mom that much because she's way too generalized, I feel, and she wants to stamp her authority over me. I try to, like right now at this point of time, I'm maintaining my distance from my mom out of fear again, out of complete fear. When she gets angry, I get very, very scared. With my dad, I feel I'm getting closer and I initiate those conversations with them, not over the phone when I'm in front of him. There's nothing better than when you're sitting down with your parents and having that interaction. But then as children, I feel we need to have that responsibility out of respect for the weakness or for the regard and the gratitude. Topics like, there is something that is bothering me. Can I just talk to you about it? I don't want to get married. What are your thoughts? Even if I get married, I don't want to have children. What are your thoughts? Why is the society forcing us to do things which we know is not good for us? What if it's not good for me? What are your thoughts? I want to leave the job. What are your thoughts? I want to start my own business. What are your thoughts? The wealth of experience that they will share with you, they have nothing to hide, right? And now that you're slowly, slowly growing up, they will feel happy that you still respect them enough because we know we are more educated than them. We probably work better than them. We are achieving far bigger things than them. And still, they are the ones we want their thoughts on, even if we want to take that decision. They will also understand that that we are giving them that respect. And the fact that we do so, I can promise you the others are going to watch. When I went for that wedding, people were like, he is, and I was hearing, okay, I was hearing this. He is a doctor and still his dad gave him one scolding. So my dad has this habit of publicly scolding, but we have understood that his love language itself is scolding in public at least. Orko, put that shoe in the proper place. And I put it properly. People are piss, 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 piss. Oh my God, see, such a big doctor getting scolded by the dad. Such a big doctor. All those things are going on. And then mummy is telling her, why are you screaming at him in front of everyone? Then Baba coming to me, hey, I didn't want to scream. I said, it's okay, it's okay. And then people are seeing that, and like, oh, he's not getting angry also. And then Baba asked me, like, you don't get angry. No, there's nothing to get angry. You would scold if I don't do anything right, isn't it? And people are watching this, people know how much that respect comes by default. And mind you, this is a respect that is earned. Because I don't respect any of my relatives. I don't even talk to them. They call me and I block them straight away. I don't do that for my parents. I give them the love and respect that they deserve. They have earned it. And also at the same time, because I feel as children, we should be doing this. So to all the viewers who are watching this, do this little exercise and you will thank me later. At this point of time, whenever you're watching this, choose anyone, your dad, your mom, anyone. Call them up and tell them how much you love them. Just tell them that you love them. If you're not able to call and tell them just like me, send a video. Send a video. Whether you are able to do it or not is secondary. The process itself is going to teach you so much. And then share your learnings in the comments. Back to you, Yogesh.
I'm so tempted now to sell something. When you said send a video, people, if you are watching and if you don't know how to send a video, we are conducting a cohort on communication where we are going to teach you how to speak. We are going to teach you how to make a video. We are going to teach you every aspect of the communication. I'm not supposed to sell this here. This podcast is not about that. But just because he said send a video, and you might be wondering, I don't know how to send a video, I haven't done that, and that's why I have to sell it right now. Cohort is there. Join us. We'll leave the link down if you don't know how to make a video, because that one skill can change your life. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.